talking to my audience about is this right to free speech. I don't think there's any difference between free speech and thought. And it has to be free, because if it's not free, it's not thought.
I think freedom is being destroyed in real time. Even before Corona, freedom is being destroyed. If you look at even very basic things, right? Like freedom of speech. If a man isn't free to say what he thinks in the way he wants to say it, if political correctness or hate speech or whatever, if a man can't even express himself the way he thinks it, is he free? You know? And what they do first is they restrict your speech, because if they restrict your speech, then they can start to restrict your thoughts. If you're not allowed to ever say it, then you're probably not going to think it so often.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trevi Trev. You can see I'm out here in nature today. Look at it. It's a beautiful sunny day. I love when, look at that waterfall, y'all. I love when it's nice outside, because, you know, it gives me some time to think. It gives me some space to think. And, you know, I just love nature. I don't know what happened to me, but as I've gotten older, I just love nature. I love taking walks in nature. I love looking at the birds and all this stuff. Like, I just love nature. So, you know, it gives me time to think. And that's the point of today's video. Thinking, man. We got to think as a society. We got to be better free thinkers, because we're living in a world nowadays where people don't want you to think. They want to suppress everything you say. Look at these fucking lizards, bro. Oh my God. I can't even show y'all. They're small, but they're big. But they're just all over the place. But yo, I love nature. But yeah, we got to think as a society, because like I showed in that clip, a lot of people want to suppress what we say, and we naturally suppress what we do to fit in with others, because, you know, we never know how others will react to how we are, and we never sometimes be our true selves, because, you know, we're just scared of judgment, or society frowns on things and it just doesn't make things normal. So I wanted to talk about that and why being a free thinker is important, because, you know, thinking critically and thinking freely, they're two different things, but they're both important, and we got to start doing that more as we evolve into who we want to be in life, because free thinking is essential. Like me, I started down my path of free thinking very early in life, because as a kid, I always hated injustice, I always hated bullshit, and I just always hated nonsense. So I just naturally thought freely, and even though I got a lot of flack, a lot of like bad feedback about it, you know, I still thought freely, even despite the consequences, because that's just who I am. I'm a person who stands on what he believes, and even if others don't agree with me, you know, I'm always going to defend myself, and I'm always going to defend what I believe with logic, with facts, with whatever I have. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, you know, I tend to think very freely. I tend to not back down on my beliefs. And, you know, that's a good and a bad thing, because I am a little bit stubborn, and I do have a bit of an ego, but, you know, I'm working on that. But, you know, my path to free thought started at a young age, and, you know, I think back to my time when I was younger and how I started my free thinking path and how I acknowledged it, despite like subconsciously always being a free thinker. Because I think back to one of my favorite video games, which is Assassin's Creed 2, with my favorite main character, Ezio Auditore, and how I think back to this scene a lot, where after he assassinated one of the villains in the show, he was like a religious zealot. He talked to the dude, because, you know, when you assassinate someone in Assassin's Creed, you kind of give someone their last words and their last breath, and they give you their point of view of things. And I've always thought that was a beautiful part of the games. And, you know, he assassinated this dude, and then he talked to this dude, he showed him mercy, and he gave him his sort of respect. And then afterwards, he gave a speech to the crowd, who was burning books and doing all this nonsense and just basically being followers in a crowd. He basically gave a speech to them about free thought and how, you know, we have to be human beings and we have to think for ourselves, and that's what makes us human. And I always thought that speech stuck with me, because, you know, it kind of vocalized what I felt as a free thinker. You know, we got to think for ourselves, and we don't need anybody to tell us what to do. And I think that's being lost on society nowadays, because a lot of people, they want to sit in an echo chamber and not hear anybody else's opinion but their own, and people who think just like them. And, you know, we got to branch outside of ourselves. We got to discover ourselves and hear different opinions, hear different perspectives, and we got to grow. We got to grow. Like, because me, I'll use myself as an example. I used to not be Mr. Nature or whatever. I used to just go outside if I was playing sports, or I'll go outside if I just was hanging out with friends, or if I was just outside, I was just outside. I used to not be Mr. Nature and stuff, and I used to think nature was corny. But now I love nature. Why? Because I opened up my perspective and horizon towards it. And, you know, I've started to love the calm it gives me. And, you know, I love nature now. So, you know, I switched up a little bit, but, you know, that's okay, because that happens when you get older. And that's why free thought is essential. You should never suppress that in yourself, because you never know where nature can take you. And here, let me Let me feed these damn ducks. But yeah, I was feeding these ducks. But yeah, you never want to suppress that within yourself, because you know you can find yourself in a better place if you keep an open mind and you think freely. And a lot of people will take that away from you if you let them, because you know, even today we can't say certain words we used to say in the past, or we have to have a roundabout way of talking, because people won't accept that. They'll try to cancel you, they'll try to get you fired just because you said something they don't like. And to me, that's really whack, because you know, I don't like a lot of things in life, but I let it slide. If it doesn't apply to me, I let it slide. Unless it's outright disrespect, I let it slide, because I don't take anything personal. But you know, people nowadays, they'll ruin lives, they'll ruin careers just over words. And I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But you know, that should be the saying people should go through life with. You know, don't take disrespect, yes, but you know, don't ruin people's lives over words, because words are just words unless you give them power. And you got to beware the power of the tongue, because what you say out of your mouth, it could happen to you. And also what you don't say, it can cause a ripple effect and bad things as well. But you know, we got to think freely, and we got to say what we mean and do what we say. And you know, we just got to be on a path to where don't suppress our free thought, but you know, also think and speak logically. And to go off of that, it's like you have to basically have some merit to do certain things, because otherwise you're just doing things to do them. You're just doing things because you don't like them. And you know, some of the things we don't like in life, they could better ourselves. And you know, we got to stop suppressing people because they have different opinions, different thoughts, because then we're no better than people in the past who we say were bad people or that, because we're just doing the same thing but in our own way, and we're trying to call it righteous. But you know, that's my video for today, because you know, I think people should just speak freely, and they should value free speech and not let people take that away, especially with the internet and everything. So that's my video for today. I'm gonna enjoy my nice walk in nature, and I'm gonna head home and do some other stuff. But you know, it was good talking to you. Like, comment, subscribe, and y'all have a great day.